Nigerian Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo has retweeted that it is outright madness for people in authority to prioritize self-enrichment. In a statement signed by the Special Assistant to the Vice President on Media, Laolu Akonde, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo noted that the only objective of the Buhari-led administration is to make Nigeria great. Professor Osinbajo stated that the president and himself are both committed to build a peaceful and just Nigeria. This morning, I had a meeting with the president and he repeated to me twice. He said, at my age, there is only one thing I am looking for. I want to see a great Nigeria. He has no other objective and I feel very inspired by that, Osinbajo said. Professor Osinbajo, while receiving a delegation of Christian Ministers Welfare Initiative, also known as the Pastors Forum, Taraba State, at the Presidential Villa in Abuja, expressed that the economic recession the country is going through is as a result of corruption, noting that no nation can condone corruption like Nigeria did without facing consequences. No economy can tolerate the level of corruption seen in Nigeria without the consequence. Nigeria uh, lives were being lost, and yet people cannot account for $15 billion meant for purchase of security equipment to fight the insurgents. He said, I think if any Nigerian gets the chance to be president of the country, there's nothing he or she is looking for anymore except that why there you improve the lot of the people, improve the life of a lot of people, or improve the life of the people. I think that is what is meant to be said there, he added. He also expatiated how vandalization of oil installations has contributed to the recession. He said Nigeria has lost several millions of barrels of crude oil due to the activities of the militants in the Niger Delta. He said by early 2019, the country was producing 5,000 megawatts of power for the first time, but by February 2019, the Fucados terminal was destroyed by militants and 40% of the gas used to fire the power plant were lost, and the country was down to 2,500 megawatts of power. At the time the militants started blowing up oil and gas installations, the amnesty stipend were still being paid. Nothing changed. The only reason is that we are investigating people who have stolen money. He added that the country was losing 1 million barrels of oil a day, which amounts to 60% of the country's revenues, and there is nowhere such amount of revenue is lost without going into some economic challenge like a recession. He warned it is madness for anybody in our position to be looking for money, noting that God gives people leadership position to impart positive in the lives of their subjects. The vice president, however, assured Nigerians that the country will get out of recession. He assured that there is no question at all. God has a reason for bringing us in at this time, and God helping us, we will see a change in this country. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo urged the church and all religious leaders to stand up against corruption, stressing that if the government is doing the right thing by fighting corruption, the church should support it. He called on patriotic Nigerians to work together, saying that God has structured Nigeria in such a way that no one can dominate another, not Muslims against Christians or Christians against Muslims. It is not possible for one tribe to dominate another based on the way God has structured the country. The reason we have Christian presidents and Muslim vice presidents, or Muslim presidents, or Muslim presidents and Muslim or Christian vice presidents is to have balance, he said. Earlier, the chairman of the delegation, Reverend Godwin Inyekule, professed that the delegation had come to the State House to pledge their support to Buhari administration for its forthrightness and fight against corruption. It is this corruption they are talking about. If you have what it takes, that is why they brought you. Because I see no reason why they will still be talking about this corruption when you knew quite all right that that was one of the things that brought you into the system. So does it mean you guys don't even have a what to have a system to put system in place to be able to clear this whole issue of corruption? And yes, you are still talking of corruption. You are in that. You are still there. You are still talking of corruption. These people are not really serious. With all of the things that are happening in this country, the vice president cannot even say one thing. He's just playing to the gallery, just be on the face. He said when he met with the president, oh, he was inspired. He was inspired. Oh, they will clap for him. His people will clap for him. Those who always like to listen. At this stage, what we are experiencing, it has gone beyond all of these things. Just like I always say, it is rhetorics they will be reading for you. They will want to be, they will be politically correct. Of course, you talk about corruption. Corruption is one of the reasons why we are still where we are. Corruption in all ramifications. Nepotism in all ramifications. Tribalism. Incompetence. With all of these things that have happened, it will not make pian. People will like, oh, what do you expect him to say? He will want to continue to say what will gladden the president. Oh, he said I was inspired when the president said, oh, at this stage in time to make Nigeria great. How long now won't make Nigeria great? This is the 50th year. See Donald Trump, see wetin they do the day he enter office. Make una see wetin they do. Now see they there, see they drag leg. He said it's to make Nigeria great. He said Trump not making Nigeria great, US great since he came on board. Has he not been making US great? Go and check all the employment. Go and check the security level. And that's why they are even telling you guys that they don't even want you in their country. They are restricting you in many areas. Is this man, I don't understand. I don't understand. It's not as if one like to be getting at him or whatever, but of course, the highest one can say is that they are birds of the same feather. That's just the way it is. With all of the problems that we are facing, he's still talking about just to be praising the president. Oh, I was inspired this morning. I was inspired when I spoke with the president with what he said, that he wants to make Nigeria great for how long? This is the 5th year, having 3 years, with all the numerous problems and challenges we have on ground. This man cannot talk anything. Corruption. You're talking of corruption, and you have not been able to deal with the corruption to an appreciable level. To an appreciable level, you have not been able to put measures. People, is a free fall. I'm sure you must have heard about the report of the Transparency International concerning the report card they gave to them on corruption. I'm sure it's in this country. No, he will not say that. He will not say to that. Because you knew quite all right. We knew about corruption before this government came in. So meaning, una not get plan for grant to make sure say this thing go tackle. And yet the report on corruption concerning this government is on another level. So what are we talking about? Who is deceiving who? Of course, at the end of the day, with all of this talk that he has said or he has pinpointed, his salary will still be there. All the allowances, one hand, they will be there. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? They are fighting corruption. The Christians, the whatever, should fight corruption. Those are normal rhetorics. Those are normal rhetorics. They are not a statement or submission of somebody who knows what he's doing or who has plans on ground. With all these statements, you will know that they have nothing to offer. I mean it, nothing to offer. With the statement of the vice president, they don't have plans on ground. It's just to be reading, to be saying the same thing, then swing into action. You want to make Nigeria great. People lives are being taken every day. You want to make Nigeria great. When you must have left the office, he's still talking about the security issue, about the Asuki issue. Now you guys are there. You guys are there. So what about the service chiefs, those who are in charge now? What have they done differently? Because this, if he does not talk about PDP and their corruption, this man will not rest. You are talking about that one. What is happening now? What have you guys done as regards our security? Because you are talking of security. Okay, since you people came in, you never had money. You've never spent money on security, and see what we are having. You people did not steal money according to what you are saying. Yet the security, and they have budgeted money for this security of a thing. Yes, what are we getting? Nothing. We are getting nothing, absolutely nothing. Well, people who are there to clap for him, who will cheer him up, will be still there to do that. But what is happening right now, this man seem not to even make any comments concerning that. It's none of his business. Let him just be saying, oh, the president is this. Oh, I'm so impressed. Oh, when I hear the president say, oh, I will make Nigeria great. Osinbajo Osinbajo was inspired, and that was why he came out and be telling the delegates that came to visit him. So, guys, let us hear your opinion concerning what the vice president, has said. He said that it is madness for leaders to steal money. Do you agree to that, or what do you think? Let's hear from you. Thank you.